A layout in FlexQuery is how the data FlexQuery provides is presented to the end user. Most people who view data view it in a particular way. They want to see certain fields, they want to see fields in particular positions, etc. And FlexQuery accommodates being able to do this. The first thing that arises is that you'll see some fields here on screen which are actually wider than they need to be. Just like Excel, if you actually highlight the division between columns and double click, you can close up the column. On top of that, if you right click, the menu, this is on the column header, the menu shows up and lets you actually select best fit all column widths. Now you can see everything's actually squeezed up. Now you're not fully restricted to that. You can actually take columns smaller than that. If I do this on description, you'll see that it begins to word wrap where it needs to. So that also gives you a way to actually squeeze information into one screen full of information, which is often what people want to do. If you want to change the position of particular fields on screen, you can drag and drop. So I'm left clicking on the vendor field, I can slide it over and put it before department, rearranging the order that the information is presented on screen. On the right hand side, I've got a column that I don't want to show at this particular point in time, so I can come down here and select hide this column and it immediately disappears off screen. You may notice there in the option there's also hide all columns. This would be what you would use to actually start a layout from absolute scratch with nothing appearing on screen. On the left hand side, this asterisk is actually the field selector. When you click on it, all the available fields are shown. In this particular query, as you can see, there are quite a few fields that can be shown. Everything unticked is hidden. As an example, if I tick workstation, that field is added to the layout, not ideally formatted. So again, I can come there and double click the column separator and make it look more appropriate on the screen. One of the things you can do on screen also is add your own grand totals. You'll see down here the line extended discount doesn't have a grand total of any kind. If I right click, I can choose from what's there and we'll select sum. Additionally, if I wanted to look at vendor sales summarized, I can take the vendor code, drag the column header up to the top, and immediately we're sorted alphabetically by vendor code. We have some items that don't have any. And immediately we have a summary on screen as well. You'll notice also there's no group subtotal for line extended discount, and I can add that accordingly. This gives you a quick way to actually look at a particular set of sales data and determine whether everything is okay on a particular supplier. So for the discounts, we have here an average of 30% for vendor code HED. If you click on the plus sign, you're able to drill down to the data that actually makes up that vendor code total so that you can identify items that exist. You might want to actually apply a filter, for instance discounts greater than 30, which again additionally will filter only for the suppliers that count. Once you've actually created a layout like this, you can also save it. So in this particular case, we can save this under a name such as grouped by vendor code. And that allows us to reuse a layout that's been created, saving us a whole lot of work. Down here in the bottom of the screen, you can select pre-saved layouts. If I choose grouped by associate, for example, we now have an associate list coming up on screen, summarized with drill down. If you want to see the information this way all the time, and commonly grouped by store associate is used to provide a top level indication of how things are going at store level, and beneath that what a particular associate has actually done within the store. This is often reviewed on a daily basis or a weekly basis or a monthly basis, just to make sure that everything is okay, and if it is, fine. If not, you can use the filters to isolate what areas are creating difficulty, such as low margin or high discounts, and basically filter for just the information you want, again homing in on information that you need to process. Now, layout, when you save it, can include sorting and filtering, so bear that in mind. It's often easier to actually save a filter into the filter selection area and not actually save a layout with a filter, so that you can apply any filter you like afterwards. If you save a layout with a filter and then you apply a filter here, you might not see exactly what you expect. Additionally, the sorting I mentioned, you see this arrow here says indicates we're actually sorted by store name. If we actually want to sort by created date instead, we can click that and it becomes that way. If we actually want to have created day and date subsorted by store, we can hold down Shift and you'll see the sort indicator now appears on the store name. Additionally, if I keep holding down Shift, I can click Associate or as many fields as I want to actually subsort by those. Again, they will save in layouts. So layouts are very useful in terms of being able to present the information, to easily get at the information you need to actually run your business better.